today. I can't imagine my price today. Niggas been thinking for eyes today. Never been thinking about price today. Life seasonally, I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my family my business. I'm a brand of my business. Life seasonally, I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my family my business. I'm a brand of my business. I don't smoke.
Phuthi Mokobane,
my brother,
I officially welcome you on Live Season TV. It's an honor, it's a pleasure actually to be amongst the leadership of the ruling campus, which is Soshanguve, the one that we saw on TV while we were growing up. It was very vividly and very outspoken about, more especially in the broadcasting. That's why we're also inspired as well to open such platforms. But before I dig in, before we have this engagement, I would like you to brief us more about yourself. Who's Phuthi Mokobane, aside from being a leader of the EFF Student Command and also of the campus as well?
Thank you very much, my brother. And greetings to you, particularly this evening, for you to be present in this particular interview. And greetings to your viewers at home, where they are. I'm greeting them humbly. So, yes, as a way to answer your question, my name is Phuthi, Stati, inside the brackets, Mokobane, the surname. I'm the Secretary Nobala of EFF Student Command of Soshanguve Campus and ETO, Education and Transformation Officer of Soshanguve Campus. I want first and foremost to clear the misconception that people are not clear with myself, particularly from the positions that I'm holding. First and foremost, we understand that the branch will be launching in no time, wherein like the top 5 and top 16s of BSET will be introduced and will be in office. So the reason why I'm an ETO, it's as a result of there was a position since there was a member who got a promotion or who got a post in a way that now he went to the employment environment. So it was of paramount importance for me to be the ETO of the campus in a way that we change the system of the CSRC in a way that now my inputs and my intervention particularly will make sense in changing the governance of the university. So I think I answered your question. My name is Phuthi Mokobane. I just wanted to clear the misconception. I do have 2 positions as we're speaking. I'm still the secretary of the branch and also the ETO of the branch. The ETO of the university. The branch will be launching in no time. That's when we'll be introducing the new leaders at this particular time.
So you never refrain from being the SG of the organization. You can't hold 2 portfolios.
I never resigned in a way that we understood that the branch will be launching in no time. So I saw it being no necessity for me to resign since the branch will be launching in no time.
No, so I would like us to take us back while you were still growing up. Did you had any positions of being a prefect, a head boy of the school in terms of leadership?
Yes, indeed. I led at TUT Polokwane campus the 2010 year, wherein I was the first it was the first time I entered into the university world. Then I led under the COPESM, under the COPE. Then under the student command, we called it COPESM. So I led at that particular office, being the deputy chairperson of that particular COPESM. Then I led for 2 terms. We used to got 1 seat each and every time of our SRC elections.
So then you moved to Soshanguve.
Then after that particular leadership that I had at Polokwane campus, I moved to Soshanguve. Once I moved to Soshanguve, I met with leaders wherein it happened that they saw my capability and my leadership style. Isn't they told me that Mokone, we can take you to another level because we see you as a leader in future. So I was like, it's fine, not a problem. I'm interested in leading the students and taking them to another level. That's my own vision and my own mission, my own vision basically. Yes.
What made you to be part of the leadership, being a revolutionary, fighting for students, or also being part of the student politics?
You know, my brother, to tell you the honest truth, I like students and I like people, particularly. A black child come first to me. So once they saw the capability for me to be the leader, I agreed with them in a way that I know that through my experience being the leader back then, it can give the inputs and motivations and aspirations to the current leader that we have in a way that now we're gonna change the style. To brief you more on this particular thing, it was the very first time during our leadership BSCT wherein like we took the campus, the president, and a lot of seats. Myself being the secretary of the campus Nobala, we ensured equally that we are going to ensure that our ideas, we put them together. We ensure that we move from point A to point B. Our inputs, I think, matters the most in a way that we managed after me being the secretary to take the president of the campus. We got 4 seats and we aligned, or we aligned with other organization or political structure in a way that we get the president of the campus through the experience that I had being the leader. Yes.
So now here you are now also being part of the same leadership as well. As you said, you're an ETO. Now you're also running the campus as well, and also the institution, because you have President General and also President. What are the things maybe that you can output to the students, Okuti? What are the things that they are to be aware of in positions of power? Hence, there are things that you can't fight. You understand? There are things that you cannot run away from. The issue of Isaac, for example, those are the issues that maybe you can run away from, because we were fighting against it last year with SASCO being part of the of power. Let me just put it like that, with the lack of a better word, in power there in president as well. Same thing applies. Here is President General of the EFF Student Command still fighting for this very same thing.
You know, my brother, we can revert back to what I said or reflect. I was the secretary. We managed to get the president's position. Through the ideas that we had, we managed to win the president position. Not a problem. Fine. To answer your question, it's being the head of the campus. I have my own line of march and line of reporting in a way that I ensured. You can even question, you can even ask. They'll tell you that for me to be part of that particular portfolio, there were many changes in a way that now many students were expelled, excluded, were on probations.
True.
But once I came into power, given the ETO portfolio, we managed to engage with the management and council and committee that sits during that particular probation and exclusion form to ensure that students were welcomed back, given the policy of the university. Yes, it says students should be expelled for 2 years from the system. But through our engagement with management and the committee particularly, we ensured that many students were not excluded this year. They came back to system. That's my portfolio perspectively. And to talk with the president part, president of the campus, his duties are not my duties. But we ensured equally that we agree in a way that if we see that there's a loophole there, we agree, we talk aside, we caucus. President, can we ensure that we move that particular ball from that point to another point? How do you think, what do you think about that as the HOD of the campus? President is the HOD of the campus based on the according to the constitution of the university. He's the HOD. He's our mother, he's our father, he's everything of ours. So we engage with him. President, can't we move this ball from this point to another point? Though I'm an ETO, I'm not supposed to pass him and make decisions of the campus. Coming to President General, you are very right, my brother. We do have a President General after our own fight and our own efforts to get power. I so believe and I so is that with President General, things at this point in time were supposed to be easy, particularly for students of TUT particularly. Because now we do have, as he's the President General of TUT, all these 6 inter-campuses, we were going to move equally on one thing, to say now as the President General, I issue a mandate to tell the management and the stakeholders of the university that there won't be any operation at the university. We are all shutting down all these universities. We are going to the head to march against the ISAC, as you indicated that we anticipated the change since we took power and we took the president and the president general. That's what we anticipated. Even myself, I so wish that that can happen in a way that now President General release a communique or mandate us that, comrades, ground forces, let's all gather at one point and we go to another point, which is the head. Then we take out this particular person of Izaga who's sitting at Department of Higher Education, because we believe that that particular Izaga person has the Department of Higher Education has an influence in that particular person. There are tendering system that is happening within that particular Department of Higher Education, because we believe that NSFAS has to give a black child free education. So the minute now they're trying to charge the student, that's where we raise our eyebrows. Or how is it possible that a black child's education can be at jeopardy? You understand my point, my brother?
I understand.
I so wish with the issue of President General and President of the campus, because if I can be corrected in this point. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, we have President of Soshanguve, President of main campus, and President of Emalakeni, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I'm not mistaken. So in that case, we have 3 campuses. The other 3 campuses we can equally move, since we have President General. So we can go to the head and tell them that no, it's a no, enough is enough with this ISAC. We don't want it back. They just alluded or said that ISAC, not ISAC, NSFAS approved to pay student for 4 months, which is February, March, April, May, through the fundi.
Yeah.
So it means after this April month, we might also challenge. We might also have a challenge to give students their money. So we might also go back to the head and chant.
First time going to the head, you went to the head and you found yourself in prison as well. What's your take about that?
With the issue of prison, my brother, yes, I was prosecuted after I fought for the rights of the student. You know, to give you a brief story, there were a lot of leaders of 3 campuses: main campus, Pretoria, which is his main campus. They were Rankua campus, they were Soshanguve campus. So I was prosecuted because I went there at front, as leaders were at the forefront of this particular thing. I went there at forefront and pointed my finger at the so-called deputy minister, of which I don't believe is a deputy minister.
The Director General, DG.
That particular person. I don't even want to entertain that particular thing. It's a thing to me. So my point is, I wanted to confront that person to tell him that enough is enough with the issue of ISAC. We don't want this ISAC to be part and parcel of our university. If you want ISAC, take it somewhere else, particularly with University of Tshwane. We don't want ISAC. We just want NSFAS to do direct payment to students' account easily. So that's what I said to him. So I think the police officers identified me after I alluded those words to the Director General to say we don't want that thing. So after there was a saga there happened that we ran. Once we ran, then they caught me. Because I think that I was a green light to them.
After that, Plain Zimande disrupted or removed the board of NSFAS, all of them combined. Then he distributed allowances to Fundi as well, to the students. What's your take on that? Is it not the posture for the election to go to, let's do good for now, then we will see after? Hence, you just mentioned good. After May, we'll experience a Zaka issue. We might go back to the head.
You know, my brother, politics, it's something else. They normally say politics, it's a game. I believe that he just played a game with us in a way that now he just disbarred the board of NSFAS in a way that he will silence us. I believe that, and I think that Minister Blade Nzimande want to play politics in a way that now he want to silence the student, particularly of EFF Student Command, because they are the ones who must to the head peacefully to ensure that they remove this Izaka into the student finance. So I believe that he wanted to just relax and take a corner to say, let me shut them up in a way that we are going to recall them. Remember, with the issue of ANC, they're busy. There are a lot of redeployment. You move from being the minister, you be the deputy minister. You move from deputy minister, you be the minister. There's a lot of exactly my point. There's a lot of redeployment at ANC. So I believe now the board that has been disbanded, they are going to be called back to come back and operate in a way that we are calm, we are relaxed. Hence now, the 4 months thing, take into part. Let's take that into part in a way that now the student will be getting the money. They got the money through Fundi, February, March, April, and May. So what will happen to what will happen to April? What will happen to May? It will be a crisis because they're looking at the elections. They don't want to be named by, they don't want to be called by name. So we want like people of ANC, they might end up saying we won't vote for you because our students are at university, but they are unable to get food, they are unable to buy toiletries, they are unable to travel from point A to point B, they are able to buy study materials since well you ANC people.
Yesterday, Cyril, the president of EFF Student Command, called the meeting for all deployees in Winnie House. What transpired? What engagement did Cyril engage with the deployees?
Unfortunately, my brother, I won't dwell much on that because I was not part and parcel of that particular sitting. But I believe that Cyril wanted to get the idea, particularly from the campus based on what's happening with this issue of Isaac, so he can get involved or give his side of story to the president, because he reports to our president as the president of Student Command. So I believe he wanted to get the story of the presidents, particularly at the campus base. That's my intake. I believe it was like that. I never got any response or any feedback pertaining to that particular sitting or meeting.
Before the meeting, there was a communique that was shared online that on the last of it, it said, there's a national shutdown for all universities in South Africa. Is it because of these issues of Izaka or other external issues that we don't know?
Did that happen, my brother?
No, it didn't happen.
So why should you ask me that question? Because that did not happen.
Why didn't it happen?
It means because now we have to question the person who released that particular communique, or who wrote that particular.
It's from the EFFSC.
But from the president or from the president general? From the president. Did that happen, my brother?
No, it didn't happen.
So
I got the allowances. The allowances after that, it was dispensed. It was given to the students. Then there was a dead calm after that. So now there was another meeting yesterday that happened. So is it because if this thing comes back, is it a strategy for how we are going to fight it?
I don't want to dwell much on what transpired yesterday during the meeting, but my intake is, if the president issued the communique that Bofa take Mfundi, it means he released a communique to all 26, if not 28 universities, 26 universities that Bafundi, Bofang, Amateki, we are moving in one direction. But that did not happen. So since it did not happen, after he released the communique, then they had decided to release funds to students through Fundi. So I believe maybe they were cautioned to say, if we don't release funds, we are going to march peacefully to the head. I believe maybe it was us who went there to strike, and also the communique of President Cyril. I believe these two factors made a huge impact towards the.
There was a meeting that happened also last year with Deputy President Floyd Shivambu, and also alongside with Abo Cyril and others that I have forgotten. What was the thing that was spoken there in those meetings with NSFAS board meeting there that happened with those cadres before we went home on December holidays? That meeting transpired. Was it because of the issue of Ezaka or any other things? Why is it that Julius never took in a posture? I want to ensure that all students are given their allowances financially, so because we advocate as an EFF for free decolonized education.
True, my brother. You are right. I believe that particular meeting, since I still reiterate, I did not attend that particular meeting that transpired last year, November or December. But I believe that meeting was to caucus or discuss the issue of Isaac. Hence, now we can agree equally that Isaac went to legal whatsoever with NSFAS. They took each other to legal proceedings. So even now, I believe they're still busy with the court cases of this particular Isaka saga. I believe their conclusion was, let's ensure that we are together in a way that we don't want this particular thing to happen again. Because we can all agree equally that our DP, Floyd Shivambu, is well educated in a way that he can analyze the economy, he can analyze the student affairs, he can analyze the politics in general. So we can all equally agree in that particular fashion. And also President Sijalonzi, we can all agree that he knows politics, particularly from student affairs. So in that fashion, maybe they were trying to draft a mandate or memorandum or clarity seeking questions to the head, particularly Minister Blaine Zimando, to say we don't want this particular middleman of Izaga to partake the funds of students coming next year, which is this year that we're sitting at. But to our surprise, it came back.
It came back.
It came back. We don't know how, because we knew that they were at legal proceedings, but now it wanted to what do you call that? The chairperson of NSFAS released a communique indicating that from April the middle person will be distributing funds of students. That's questioned us. But I believe that since we do have top 19 and we do have many members who represent us at top 19. Before they present that thing, before it came to the ground, sorry, pardon me, they were supposed to stop it before it can even exist. You get my point, my brother? If there's a need for leaders to kick the tables, they must kick the tables.
True.
If there's a need for leaders to cancel the meeting, let it be. Let it be, because now we won't sacrifice the needs and wants of our students with the issue of Isaac. Myself was prosecuted all cause of Isaac, because the issue I indicated earlier on, the issue of students, my brother, I take them to heart. I take them to heart. If the student comes to me crying, I need a help, I leave whatever that I'm doing, my brother. I go and assist that particular student. You can question, you can ask them, they'll tell you. Student call me, my brother, I have an issue with this particular probation staff. I leave whatever that I'm doing. I'm going to attend that particular student individually. I take the student to management, over to the HOD. To say, this student submitted the form, but he was not uplifted. So what's the reason why he or she was not uplifted? So hence I took the power, hence I took the issues of student to heart. Hence maybe I was prosecuted. I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking about the top 19 issue, don't you? I fundamentally believe that policies of the institution of TUT, the ISRCs, the top 19 needs to be scripted out, because it's not worth it to the student. I fundamentally believe that the president of the campuses are the ones that knows the issues that are happening around campuses.
True.
Why don't they take a committee of president amongst all campuses, put them in one committee, call it the president committee, where they also discuss with them, we are experiencing this, so shall we experiencing this in TT Red, this is what we're experiencing. Aside from this ISRC, I think it's useless for me.
You know, my brother, this top 19, pardon me, I'm sorry to say this, it serves as a useless top 19 ever. I will explain why do I say that. My brother, the top 19 are the body, are the parts, are the torso, are the head of the university. So if something is happening which is wrong to the university particularly, they must ensure that they frustrate the process. The process does not have to continue up until the issues that they are faced happens. You are right. Presidents of the campuses supposed to caucus before that particular sitting. Excluding the top 7 of ISRC, they can sit, they can do teams, they can talk based on the issues that are faced at their campus base before they go to the meeting, and they agree on one thing to say, now, since this issue of Izaga, for instance, is not solved, we are not going to sit at that particular top 19 meeting. You understand, my brother?
Understand.
So otherwise, I believe that equally we can agree as EFF Student Command, who deployed many people to the top 19. We can agree that before, if top 19 is tomorrow, today we have a caucus to say these are the issues that we are going to table them on the table to submit them to management. If management, the one entertain these issues, we are not going to sit at that particular top 19. We are going to move and we are going to leave that particular sitting up until this issue is resolved.
According to your own thing or thinking capacity, what is it that the top 19 is supposed to do? Close campuses, fight, disrupt everything that is happening, because they're the ones that are holding power more than any of us. True. So what is it that they are supposed to do?
According to my fundamental observation, my brother, I believe that top 19, as is the body, the toe to the head, they are the ones who have to make decisions of the campuses. True. So what should happen, my brother? I don't see them being at top 19 meeting if they can't come up with an amicable solutions to issues of students. They sit top 19, if I'm not mistaken, I can be corrected, my brother. They sit 3 times per their term, so they don't have enough time to sit. So it means now they submit the issues to the secretary or the person who's in charge of that particular sitting of top 19. According to me, yes. I can be corrected. Be corrected. They submit the issues. Once they submit the issues, they put them on the agenda of that particular day. Once they're discussing those agendas, they'll give either President General or one of the presidents, but basically it's President General, to address those issues and give the presentation of those issues. Then the council, the committee, has to conclude and agree on one thing. Okay, fine. This one we are going to deal with it in this fashion. This one we're going to deal it in this fashion. This one we're not gonna even entertain that. So the minute they're saying this one we won't entertain that, or this one we are going to take it to another level, when we're going to sit in a council or in a meeting with somebody else, they must disagree. Call that person to come and be part of this meeting. Extend the invitation to that person so he can address this particular thing. So whatever that should be discussed, we need that particular person. Let's say, for instance, it's VC. We want VC to be part and parcel of this particular sitting so he can answer and account for everything that is happening. Because students are crying out there. We can't move if students are crying. We can't. We better postpone or cancel this particular sitting.
Do you know that at some point it happens that we can have a meeting, we can discuss, but you only find out that we're only blowing hot air. It ends there. But still, students' interests are not met. What are the other strategic things that you can do?
My brother, issues are many. Students raise issues to president or secretary of the campus. Secretary of the campus, if he's unable to solve them at campus base, he take them to top 7. Top 7, they take them to top 19. Top 19, if they are failing to do that, that's the end, my brother. So it means if now top 19 is failing to address those issues, my brother, we don't have to proceed. We must promise and tell the leaders, the management there at top 19 to say, comrade, since well you failed to honor our request, simple request, so it means there won't be any operation. We're not threatening you, but we are telling you. Otherwise, ensure that there is a motion pertaining to our issues, or there is a way forward, because issues can be addressed, my brother, on first top 19. Yes. They are not resolved. Second top 19, they are not resolved. Third top 19, they are not resolved. The term elapsed. Then the next generation, they're gonna encounter same thing. So who gonna solve them if it's not us? Us who is in power now, as the new sheriff, as the new landlord, we must ensure that every issue that student is challenged with, we solve them amicably.
Something most of the students don't know who are the top 19, who are the top 17 or what. They only know that the EFF is there because of the President General and also the President. So it's badmouths the EFF on its own, not just with SASCO. We only see the EFF which is there. How can the EFF take a stand or a posture to cultivate itself in saying, we are here fighting for the student, because we only find out that going to DHET didn't help as much as we are going to elections on September. It didn't help much because we find students saying, EF didn't do anything for me. Instead, I was excluded for nothing. I didn't know, I've passed my 5 modules, but I failed, yes, but I was excluded academically. EFF didn't do anything, so why must I vote for the EFF? I'd rather vote for SASCO instead, because we receive allowances at time. We used to not to go to classes before we even get registered, because now what happened, we register now, then a few days, 5 days, we are writing tests. But in the in the presence of SASCO, we never experienced such negligence. So what's your take on that?
True, my brother. I agree with you. The top 19 is formed of secretary and the president of this 6 inter-campuses, and the top 7 of ISRC. They constitute to a top 19. So in that fashion, yes, we are the majority rule, or majority ruling party, or majority ruling student command in that particular sitting. You are right. Student question, they have many questions. Then the question that we voted for EFF student command to do the change. So what should happen, my brother? I believe that through the President General's office, through the President's office of the campuses, they must keep on updating students through the communiques, so students can know that this is what is happening, because they are the ones who go to the meeting, the so-called top 19, but students don't know what transpired in that particular sitting of top 19. So it will be very easy if after that particular sitting, the secretaries of the campuses aligned with the president, they can issue the communique to inform students that we went there to submit your worries, to submit your queries, to submit your challenges. These are the anticipated solutions up until we go there for the second sitting. In that regard, students will be calm and relaxed because they are updated on every little thing that is happening within the campus and with their challenges and worries.
So as an EFF student command member and a leader as well, what are the political structures that maybe you can work with in terms of ensuring that students also reach they get their interest in their best way possible? Is it SASCO? Is it SCO? Is it PASMA? Is it DA or any other political structure?
My brother, with that one, I don't want to dwell much on that because we are on our own. Our manifesto is clear and our manifesto is very different to other organizations. Now we can talk about let me talk about national party per se. We're saying land without compensation. Let's talk about MK. They're not saying that. Let's talk about ANC. They're not saying that. Equally with us at student organization or student command, our manifesto ain't the same as other organizations. So I won't say we're gonna align with what. If now we can get 5 seats after after September elections,
yes,
it means we have president. You don't have to align with any party. True. And believe you me, students, when they're saying it was better if it was SASCO in power, that one, my brother, they're just saying it out of anger, out of frustrations. Because we believe and we can equally agree that the same SASCO that they're talking about is the same SASCO that brought Izaga into the picture. So now, if it was not SASCO, that particular person of Isaac was not even gonna be part of it.
They never even released one communique against it.
That particular people, they knew that they chowed over, they are chowing there. They're getting brown envelopes there. That's why they were quiet. So now, students, if they're mentioning the issue of we can vote for SASCO, we blame ourselves for voting EFF student command, we could have voted for SASCO, things could have been better. My brother, they just said those things out of anger. They know that with EFF student command, there's a light. Things are very easy. I even alluded on myself. We can question all the office bearers who are holding, particularly from EFF student command, or what change did you brought. I can even give you the stats from my portfolio as an education transfer fees. I deal with the probations and exclusion part, right? And educational basis particularly, right? So you can question them. What was the stats of last year? What are the stats of this year for students who are excluded, for students who are who were probated from the system?
Because I was also coming who were eligible for being part of the TUT as well.
That one, my brother. My plan is to do the awareness so I can invite all students of these 2 faculties, particularly from Shivambu, to educate them. Because students, they are not educated about this probation and exclusion thing. They are not. Even now, if you can ask a student, I'm excluded. What is exclusion? I don't know. You understand what I mean? They just said you are excluded from this particular course that are registered. You're excluded by these modules and stuff like that. They don't understand. They don't know. So what is it that I'm going to do? And I promise my other name is Mr. Action. I'm going to take an action on that. I'm going to ensure that I do an awareness wherein like students will be educated because there are policy of the university has a policy. particularly from exclusion and probation.
And I saw that
Like-
you no longer exclude the whole cause for a person to go to stay at home for 2 years, but you also exclude just a module that the student was particular not excelling into.
As I was elaborating, my brother, from the policy of exclusion, you can check 4.1.2, wherein like it states that students are excluded from the faculty. They are not excluded from the university. It means the student, if he or she is excluded from the faculty only, not the university. It means student can still take another course at another department.
I never knew that.
You understand? You can check it at policy, at exclusion policy. It says that. So now we're busy fighting with the deans or the management to ensure that those students who are excluded by the faculty, where do you put them? The answer was, we taking them to SDS, wherein like the environmental will take part in ensuring that we examine their mind if they are fit. If they are fit, we are going to allocate them at another course, meaning that we are busy fighting that so student won't go home for 2 years. It can be a year since well that particular course at, let's say, at art. The student can go to art or education. If that particular education course do have a space, student can fit, even won't go home for 2 years. Student can fit there and register that particular course. But if the course is full, student will have to excuse us for a year. Next year, the student will come and register where they did what? Bamo. They chose over where she qualifies, over he qualifies. Exactly my point. Yes.
We're going on the national elections on the 29th of May, and we're all voting for the economic freedom fighters. So there was an interview that Malema, the CIC, had with. There was an interview that CIC had with JJ Tabane, Dr. JJ Tabane, where he indicated that Floyd, Deputy President Floyd Shivambu, can be the Minister of Finance, whereas the EFF voters can be given to the ANC. What is the exchange of voters with ANC alongside with Floyd Shivambu being a minister?
Let me face the camera, my brother.
Yes.
You know, I'm a very loyal member of EFF Student Command, and I'm a very loyal member of EFF.
Nice.
Let me just tell you the honest truth, my brother. You know, with Nyeko Floyd Shivambu, our deputy president, it's fine and it's good, and I agree with that, to say he can be the minister of finance. Why? Because he can interpret the economy particularly, and he understands how the status quo of the country stands as we talking about much. Like now, economic growth, my brother, has lapsed. We no longer have economic growth. Economic growth, basically, we no longer have a country. We no longer have a country, because country is measured by the economic growth and the economy particularly. Let me take you back on how they calculate economic growth. The GDP, gross domestic product, the GNI, the GNX, those things they determine the basket, including the inflation rate. They do determine that in a way that now, as you're speaking, since 1994 it was better, but afterwards it ended up going down. Now we're standing at less than, is it 2% or less than 2% economic growth? You understand what I mean, my brother?
So even the economic growth country in the world, China is the one that is leading.
Per capita, my brother, we are very low. According to the statistics of economy, we are very low. Otherwise, if now we can put Nyeko Floyd Shivambu as Minister of Finance, believe you me, my brother, you'll see changes. We might end up being a developed country from being a developing country, because we have been developing country since the so-called ANC took power in 1994. We have been a developed country, a developing country. So now, through the engagement and the ideas that he can put into party, or he can put to forward, Deputy President Nyeko, you'll see miracles and you'll see change. Because believe you, my brother, for a country to be low with economic growth, it's because of corruption, my brother. If now they are not, they were not looting funds of the black people, our economy were to be at ease now, and they were going to take our country to another level. But since while they are busy doing corruption, they are busy taking funds of each and every department. They're chowing them, they're giving the tenders to their friends. So that thing, my brother, it caused a crisis.
And so there also a tax collector is also corrupt, is found in these shenanigans as well.
Exactly my point, my brother. Corruption, it's everywhere.
So do you
And
see
us
Cyril,
as EFF
Cyril Ramaphosa coming into power?
No. That one is a total no. It's a no go area, my brother. That Morena is a clown, basically. Because Yena is thinking for himself. I'm this kind of leader who does not think for myself, but thinking for other people. Even myself, if I have 20 rand now, somebody asks for 10 rand to buy bread, I'll give that particular person to buy a bread, and I'll marshal that particular person to go to the counter and buy bread. Ask that question to Ramaphosa. I saw this particular interview, not interview per se, but he was busy mobilizing the ground there. I don't know. There was a lady who asked a question, and I don't know, we'll see what to do. What kind of a president is that?
No, he said keep on searching.
What kind of president is that?
But
how can you allude those particular comments to a resident who came to you crying, and she's a graduate on top of that, crying to you as a president of the country, but you failed to give her an option?
But don't you think maybe it could have opened a hole for all graduates to come to him as well? He couldn't have not feel safe. Would see now that people are coming to me, they'll come to my house just because I have one particular girl. Yes, he's in a posture of being a president, and he can do whatever means possible.
My brother, he does not take care of people of South Africa. Let me put it like that, straightforward. He does not even care of the people of South Africa, because he has been captured by the Rubiets and the Open Namas and the Milners. They captured him. They give him mandate on how to operate the country. So he's captured. He does not even care about a black child. He does not even care about the success of a black person. Yes, you are right. He was supposed to even call a meeting or do an awareness for all the graduates of the country to give them a hope at least. Because now we are going to the elections. Even now, we just did the graduations at Soshanguve, particularly the last week and this week. They just ended yesterday. So it means they added on the basket or on top of the basket of unemployment people. Because there's no hope.
It was 70%, I'm sure it's 79 now.
The people of South Africa must calculate and must think wisely in a way that which party they are going to vote for, in a way that they just have to make a change. Can they vote a party that has been in power but there are no changes?
For 30 years.
For the past 30 years, but there are no any changes. At least if now, since you are failing to give our people employment, at least do something. Reduce or get away with load shedding. At least. If you are unable to get away with load shedding, at least create employment. South Africa, my brother, is very rich.
How come? But I fundamentally don't believe load shedding can be removed because it is privatized now. It's owned by the white people.
That's when I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, my brother. He's captured. That Morana is captured. He can't even instruct the minister of not, and this one of Minister of Electrical whoever, that particular person, that he got a post through the behind doors. He does not even belong there. He does not even know anything.
He's an engineer.
He does not know anything of electricity. So how can we trust him? What is it that he has done since he became the minister there? Nothing. So how did he deploy him? Meanwhile, there are no changes. It's a waste of time, and it's a waste of money of us as SARS payers.
So you think maybe the graduates that we have now must implement more job opportunities whereby they become entrepreneurs now?
The graduates that we have now, my brother, they must vote for a change. They must vote EFF so they can see a change. Now we can equally agree, my brother. Tshwane, it belongs to us automatically, without fear or favor. Tshwane, it belongs to us. Is it Mpumalanga? It belongs to us. Ekurhuleni belongs to us. We understand, my brother. So the graduates must vote for EFF so it can take power coming elections in a way that they are going to be employed.
Socialism doesn't have people in Cuba. But we also want a socialist state of the CIC, of so-called the EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters. But socialism doesn't happen in Cuba. It happens, but it oppresses more people, because you find people in America where they say, I said money at home. At 4 every day, electricity goes off. until it comes back early in the morning. Then after that, there are issues there in Cuba because of socialism. Not everyone must supposed to drive a fancy car. They all drive the 90s, 70s, 80s, 60s going back because of socialism. What's your take on that in having a socialist state, a social country?
My brother, with that one,
Yes.
I don't want to dwell much on that socialist part, but I believe that, my brother, now we must equally move in one direction. We got a mandate and manifesto from our president. They did launch a book when like they
no load shedding.
Yes, that particular book that they just launched, our DP just presented it during the interview of EFF with Dr. Mbuizen close.
Yes.
So inside that particular book, my brother, I never read the whole of it, but it states clearly that socialist, no load shedding, no corruption, unemployment, those kind of things, they are included in that particular thing. So I don't want to dwell much because I might end up saying things that differ with what is written at that particular book. But a socialist country, my brother, it's a way to go. It is a way to go, believe you me. Because if I engage with you, I engage with the other person, they move equally. That thing, it takes us back to land without compensation. In a way that now, the boors, those the white people who are staying far from where we are staying, why are they segregating themselves from us? Why can't they stay with us at our townships? Why can't we share the same land? A person can hold 90 hectares. One person, why is he important? Why can't we go there and share that particular land and do what? Since we have a lot of minerals and resources at our country, we can do plumbing, we can plow fruits and veg, we can sell at that, we can do income at that particular land.
I was so surprised. There's also wine in South Africa.
There's also winery at South Africa, my brother, at Cape Town there.
And we don't own them as black people.
We don't own them. They are owned by the white people, the white basically. So do you see that student or comrades or South African residents, they must understand that there's only party that can change whatever that is happening at this particular country. Because now, my brother, what is happening here? It's a mess. They just said, we celebrating Freedom Day. What is freedom? What is freedom if we are segregated from those particular people? They must stay here. We must drink tea with them. We must eat with them. We must travel with them.
Share the economy together.
That's when share economy together. That's when we're gonna talk about freedom. Now there's no freedom.
But do you look at we have a black government, but it's not run properly. So do you think if you continue having a black government, it will be run the same way? Because even John Steenhuisen is also contesting for president. At least it can be better during the DA being in power as well.
You know, my brother, I don't believe that a black person can vote for DA. That particular person will be a clown. Because we saw that back then during our grandfathers, grandmothers, they struggled. They traveled with the dumpers. They struggled.
They're the second biggest
They struggled a lot. And now what is it that DA they're doing? They're putting our mothers at forefront, knowing that after 2 months, 3 months, they're gonna recall them. Look what happened to Muisi Maiman. He was just there to represent the black people, so blacks can join that particular DA movement. But what happened to him now? He was recalled. It's Steenhuisen. Imagine now if they can push a black person to be the president of that particular DA. After the black people voted for that particular person, what will happen after? What will happen next? They're gonna recall him. Then the white person will be on top. The minute he's on top, what will happen to the country? They'll just hold country inside their hand. They'll call their brothers out there like Jan van Riebeck did back then. They'll call during 1652. They'll call their brothers there abroad to come. Right, South Africa, everything is easy. You just enter the way you want. You just have a land of 90 hectares.
I saw they're also building their Cape Independence there in Cape Town. They want their own country in the country.
Imagine what kind of behavior is that?
It's man speaks. It's Jan van Riebeck.
My brother, the issue of Jan van Riebeck, the time he came here during 1652 year, he just came here during that particular scape to our African land. Then he ensured that here we just eat pap.
It's a Cape of good.
We just eat pap. We just eat porridge for free. Don't worry. Come. in numbers. Come and be here in numbers. That's why we have a lot of people.
So you
here.
think EFF won't work hand in hand with the DA?
That one, according to me, my brother, it won't happen. Even DA, they released a statement that they won't work with the EFF because our manifesto differs. And our manifesto is clear. Not to say we hate whites. We don't hate whites. We want them. As long as they can behave and go hand in hand with our manifesto, then we move. We do have many people from our ward, or from our wards, which are white. You understand my point? So it means that we're not saying we don't want whites. We want them.
Yes.
As much as they want us. Because they can see themselves that whatever that the government is doing equally or aligned with the Rubets, the Oppenheimers, the Milners, it's very wrong. They are treating the black people very wrong.
No. In closing, because we spoke a lot, and I'm hoping that I must sit with you on next time as well, because this was an informative and educational episode that I have. In closing, we always ask a question in Live Season TV. What would you say to a person at your age and younger than you?
Before I answer that particular question, my brother, I want to play with students, particularly because I'm a student leader, to say if there are issues in future, let's go all of us. Because now I believe we can equally agree that there was an issue of Izaga wherein like we went to the head. Students who are affected were relaxed at home. They never even joined us during that particular march. Because I was prosecuted, I was jailed because of their grievances, because of their cries. Hence, I told you earlier on that I take students' matters to heart, basically. So my plea to them is in future, wherein like there's a crisis or there's a problem that you are faced with, stand up. Let's go. Economic freedom fighters, particularly Student Command, are here to represent the students. We won't sit back and fold our arms. We are going to be at the forefront and lead you towards towards reaching that particular goal that we anticipated to reach. In simple terms, my brother, is that now since we did went to the head to march against this Izaga to fuck off. Again, we understand now it has fuck offed for a while. Up until it's gone. We are still going to march. We are still going to fight. I promise them that. We are still going to fight. Even if I get prosecuted tomorrow again, I can still go there. As long as the issues of students are not resolved. My brother, I won't relax. Myself, I won't relax. Up until all issues are solved and are at par, then I can now relax.
No.
To answer your question, you can retaliate the question, it's fine.
What would you say to a person at your age and younger than you?
In younger, what's that?
And younger.
And younger than me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. In simple terms, my brother, a person of my age, I think they are waking now. They are waking now. Some they are waking, some they owning the bond, some they have more than 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. Some are depressed, some are at home, some are defunded because of this nonsense of Izaga that happened last year. Some are just nowhere to be found. Some are at the street, some are unemployed, some have graduated but they don't have any life. They are staying at home following after cattle and stuff like that. So my point to them, it's an encouragement. Don't lose hope. Don't just lose hope. Under any circumstances that you face in life, don't lose hope. I'm referring to the people of my age. Don't lose hope. Keep on focusing, keep on sending the CVs at different departments, at different organizations, at different employers. Send the CVs. If maybe CVs are not working for you, you have 5 years applying and stuff like that, there's neither there. We understand it's under the ANC, but it's fine. There's neither there. Do a business plan, do a business proposal, create a business, do a presentation, present to them. They will find you. Then you're gonna do an agricultural farm, a bit of it. Then you're gonna sell those particular things to the villagers, to the stores and stuff like that. I believe while I'm still there, I believe what is it that the government should do? As a matter of fact, they must ensure that those people who are the young ones who are owning agriculture, busy plowing there, they must ensure that they create contracts with them, with the stores, like both the likes of YouSave, the likes of ShopRite, the likes of Spar and stuff like that, so they can deliver them those particular things that they plowed, which is vegetables, to them, so they can give them the invoice, then they can survive in that case. In that regard, they'll be able to create employment. To the people who are below my age, they are still young. The future looks bright. The future looks bright. They must continue studying. They must continue focusing on their studies. In our language, we say, "Minat yala fase gai fail." In simple terms, meaning that if we enjoy today, tomorrow gonna still enjoy. Tomorrow gonna still enjoy. Tomorrow gonna still enjoy. But what will happen to you? Ages does not wait for you. You keep on growing. So when you're growing, you lose interest of many things, you understand, but time is no longer or won't be or won't be on your side. Time is ticking, my brother. Time is moving. So focus, and focus. You shall prosper, you shall conquer this particular world.
This man is an academic genius. He holds 3 qualifications.
The one that I graduated on the 8th, it was the 3rd belt and the 3rd qualification that I attained.
So the first one was what?
Under the umbrella of TUT.
The first one was what?
The first one was accounting, the certificate in accounting. The second one was internal auditing. The third one is B.Ed in education. So now as we're speaking, I registered honors in B.Ed education. So I'm trying to balance the equation, my brother. Academic excellence, my brother.
It's important in the EFF.
It's very important. So in a way that tomorrow, when we're sending you to parliament there, you won't clown. You won't clown. They will be busy presenting the EFF particularly and address issues. You can take an example with our DP. He's very, very, very intelligent. Particularly with our CIC, our president. He's very, very informed on what's happening. Also, Dr. Mbuisen and they don't even read when they do the speech. We do have a lot of doctors because they see that this country needs education. And EFF, its manifesto states clearly that we need educated people. Not to say we're subjecting others. We want everyone, but we're encouraging each and every little black person to get education. Hence, we're busy fighting this Izaka thing, so students can come and attend easily and freely. I was thinking you're gonna ask me about the freshers ball, about
I wanted to go like there,
but since you did the concluding remarks, not the problem, my brother. Because now, as we speak in the freshers ball, it will partake on the 11th of.
But it's not fair to the students, Mas.
My brother, you did concluding remarks. You want me to give my input?
No, we can put your input, but it's not fair.
Indeed,
it's students.
Indeed, it's not fair. Remember, on the academic. Not academic record, but on the proof of registration of student, they do accept rules and regulations.
Yes.
Once they did that, it tells them that you are liable for extracurricular activities. You are liable for service. You are liable for library, which is LEPO. You are liable for all this activity that is happening at the campus. So at this point in time, I don't see it necessary for students to pay to enter at the batch. This batch is theirs. They must enter for free. That's according to our manifesto of last year during the manifesto session. The current president who presented our manifesto last year, he indicated that once you voted for us, comrades, we are going to have free freshers ball. That's what we are trying to push. And now equally we are going to move as council to sit and ensure that there is free freshers ball without fear or favor. So students must enter for free.
The poster was there. It's already out, Mos. It's already sealed.
The poster is there. The council was not informed about that poster. We never discussed that particular poster. If it was discussed, right now we don't know. We're gonna collapse that particular thing. We must sit equally, all of us as council members, 9 of us, and discuss the poster before it can be released. If it has been released, it's fine. It has been released. But us as council members, we are not aware of that. So we're going to question that if need be, we're going to collapse that, or we're going to ask them to extend the data until we reach the consights or the conclusion of this particular matter. Student can't pay 150. Student can't pay 350 for VIP.
280.
Where are they going to get cash from? because they just relying on NSFAS,
Fast.
which is 1,650. Can I take my 150 from that particular man and buy a ticket? What will happen to revolutionary?
Some already have taken a loan. They need to pay.
You understand my point, my brother? What will happen to revolutionary reward? Because it's a matter of relaxing and celebrating.
Yes.
So what will happen to revolutionary reward? It means comrades won't relax because they just took their last money. They bought grocery, they bought toiletries, they left with nothing. That's too little, that money that NSFAS is giving them. So what will happen to the issue of buying a ticket?
So is it because of the artists like Shebe Sheiks? They cost a lot.
That one, my brother, it's beyond our control. The service provider had, since well, he did bid to be the provider of Soshanguve and Garangua particularly. He had a plan, I believe, before he can even took that, because we agreed, like they signed the contract or the bidding to say this year you won't get 200,000 that the university gives you as a service provider. This year they won't be that. So they agreed to that term. So why do they make students to pay? Why do they make students to pay? Because they knew, they entered into contract knowing that this will transpire at the end of the day.
And they take extracurricular activities.
Students are paying for extracurricular activities. They must attend freely without being charged. So now we are going to see that council and re-look into this issue. If need be, you'll be surprised. The communique will be released to tell students that come and attend for free, or there are conditions pertaining to that thing. 150 is too much, my brother. Early bed, they just gave them only 2 days.
So you suggest how much?
Cancel.
You suggest how much for students to enter?
Free freshers ball. If they're paying, they can externals, outsiders. Student can provide a student card. Then the university management particularly, they must take portion of extracurricular activities and mobilize or give something to service provider. Or that 200,000 rand should come back and give that to service provider, so the student can enter for free. Student can pay. It's their freshers board.
Inside their campus.
It's not at propaganda. It's not at Lamza. It's not at short left. It's at their campus. Why should they pay, my brother?
I wish I know.
They don't have to pay. They must just attend for free. Now myself, I'm saying I'm going to stand behind this, and we are going to fight against students to enter for free. If we are failing to enter, for them to enter for free, we are going to relook into the ticket price.
No, man. We can speak a lot. And too much. Please don't forget to comment, subscribe, like, and share. My name is Lee, and I'm with Puti Mokobane, the editor of the university, the schoolman who indulge in Leninism, not just in any other issues, but just Leninism as well. I remain calm and collective, for what it is, isn't, or will always be. Life seasons.
I'm a course.
Yo!
Guys today, I can't imagine my price today. Niggas been thinking for eyes today. Never been thinking about price today. Life season me, I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my flame of my business. I'm a brand of my business. Life season me, I cannot think about scrutiny. I make my flame of my business. I'm a brand of my business. I don't smoke.